Thank you, Thomas. It's Faith Time, our weekly conversation on matters of faith. And joining us this morning is Father Chris Boutin with St. Dominic Catholic Church in Mobile. Thank you for joining us this morning, sir.
Chad, always a pleasure to be here.
All right, one of the things we wanted to talk about this morning, really the unprecedented level of flooding, destruction that we've seen along the Texas coast. And one question a lot of people might be asking this morning, people of faith might be asking is, how does a loving God allow some sort of natural disaster like this to happen? And what do you say to people when they come to you with a question like that?
First off, our prayers go to everybody in Texas, Louisiana affected by the floods. It's one of the most common questions that Christians have to respond to. If God is all good and all powerful, why is there evil in the world? Why do bad things happen to good people? And we turn to our tradition of St. Augustine, St. Thomas Aquinas, that have basically said that, you know, all creation is good, but through man's fall, evil has entered the world. And we know water is good; it gives us life. In Christian tradition, it brings life through baptism. Fire is good; we warm our homes, we cook our food by it. But when creation goes astray, terrible things happen and people suffer greatly. But we worship a God who has brought creation back into its fold. So why things still remain and much pain remains in creation, it has been redeemed by God himself.
How is faith important in times when people seem to lose everything?
I think faith is very important because it points to a temporal, it points to the eternal life of God, and it shows that the world is just temporal, that it is passing, and it's in these times when people have lost everything and they've lost their possessions, and many of them have lost their homes, that they turn toward to the eternal instead of the temporal.
And sometimes these are considered crises of faith. How do you keep from losing your faith in the face of so much destruction?
As a Catholic priest, I am involved. I'm blessed to be at many high points in people's life: baptisms, weddings, very joyous occasions. But also to be there when people suffer greatly, and it's in those times that people are suffering greatly that you see so many good things happening. You really see the goodness still in the world and the goodness of people. And we saw a lot of this week with people sacrificing their time and their talents, traveling to Texas and Louisiana to help their fellow man, and that's where you really see the goodness of creation and humanity as well.
When it comes to disasters like Harvey, what do you pray for?
I pray that people don't lose hope, because when people still have this hope, and you see, like I said, you see so much good in the world. You see so God's still working, and that people don't lose their hope, that God is with them in their midst of suffering. We have the understanding that through suffering comes our redemption. Through Jesus on the cross, through Good Friday comes Easter Sunday. So people do not lose hope is my prayer in times of great pain.
And one of the things we want to touch on is we've seen kind of the best of America with this storm response. How does sort of the Holy Spirit work during these times?
The Holy Spirit is always associated with fire. You see the Holy Spirit stirring the fire in people's hearts, the fire of love, to get out and go lend a hand to their neighbor. And that's one of the beautiful things that you see that comes out of these type of disasters when they happen, that the Spirit is at work and it stirs people's hearts in a very real way.
All right, Father Chris Boutin with St. Dominic Catholic Church in Mobile. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Faith Time. And News 5 this morning will continue after the break.